Oh, welcome back, Steve. Retirement Corner. You probably won't need $1 million to retire. Ain't nothing a guarantee, man, except for death and taxes, and so that's why I have to say probably. You might need 50 million. You might not need 100,000. Just so much to retirement, man. You really can't narrow it down to one number. But there's a good chance you probably won't need nowhere near that much to retire. The reason I say that, man, is Social Security. You don't, I don't think people understand how valuable Social Security is for when you retire. And if you're living just on Social Security, if that's your only source of income in retirement, man, it's your lifeline, man. It's extremely important to you. But I don't think people truly understand how valuable it is. And I ain't saying going out there, man, and with a stick of gum and a quarter and calling it quits. But you ain't stupid, man. You know better than that. I think everybody ought to save as much as they possibly can for retirement. I think everybody ought to shoot for $1 million. It's possible. People nowadays think, man, there's no way we can save that kind of money. But you ain't got to save it overnight. I put my retirement on layaway, dollar down, dollar a week. After a few decades of doing that, man, you might not hit the $1 million, but you'd be doing pretty daggone good for yourself with a little luck. Man, retirement takes a little bit of luck too. Don't let nobody fool you. But on that note, for Social Security, man, what's 4% of $1 million? 40,000. That's standard daggone industry lingo. Everybody knows that. Well, what's your daggone median Social Security check? It's roughly $1,900. If you and your spouse both make the median Social Security every month, that's nothing crazy. It's nothing ridiculous, and it's nothing, extremely low. It's just average, pretty much. Congratulations, man. You got $1 million plus retirement fund that you can never outlive, has a cost of living increase, and if that's your only source of income, man, you probably ain't paying no taxes on it. That's how valuable it is. That's why I don't think they'll ever do anything with it. They'll fix it. And when's the last time U.S. government done anything on time or early? They just don't do that, man. They wait till the last second, and then they do a stay and hold it over for a couple of months before they actually fix anything. How they'll fix it, I don't know. But I don't see them cutting anything. They might. Hey, man, I'm just spitballing. There's always a chance I'm wrong. Remember that. I'm either overly optimistic or, just naive. But I don't see it going nowhere, changing for the recipients. I figured it'd be a combination of things to fix it, but I don't know. But hey, man, whether you can live on it or not, hey, man, that's another story altogether. That involves so much more about retirement and living than just figuring on the money. But even if you can't live on it, man, that's a heck of a good start. All you got to do is make up the daggone difference. And there's untold number of ways you can do that. If you got a rental property, if you got an annuity, a pension, you work a couple hours a week to make up the difference between what Social Security pays you and what you need to live on. 40 grand is a pile of money, man. And it depends on where you live at, man. Your lifestyle, what you're used to. You can cut back a little bit if you have to. There's a lot of ways to make up the difference between what Social Security is going to give you and what you need to live on. But that's how valuable Social Security is. It's just unreal. It's something I never thought of. I always heard, hey, man, the daggone Social Security ain't enough to live on. And I guess it ain't, But You know, what kind of living is it? Will it pay your lights and your food? Hey man, that's amount of security you just can't, you know, you just can't get over, man. That's a lot of security right there. So, you know, but I mean, you know, and I always heard, I never counted on Social Security. Never even thought about it till I got ready to retire. Because when I was told when I got my first paycheck, man, hey man, that ain't gonna be there for you, so you might as well forget that. And so I never thought about it. And here I am, you know, about a year and a half away from being able to qualify at 62, and as far as I know, it's still there. You know, there's too many people counting on Social Security to cover half or more of their daggone living in retirement for the government to monkey with it too much. It's you know, politician, I don't care what he tells you, his job is to get reelected. I mean, it's plain and simple. He's not going to get reelected by putting millions of seniors in the poorhouse. He just ain't. So they'll come up with something. And I don't blame them, man. Hey man, they make it like $170,000 a year. They ain't got to show up in the office but less than 6 months a year. It's a sweet gig, man. If I could get it, I'd do the same thing. But that, I mean, Social Security is a lot. It's going to be probably about 80% of my daggone retirement once I get there. So it's a big deal for me too. You know, my 401 allowed me to leave a little bit early, but my Social Security is going to be my, I mean, it's going to be my life, and once I actually decide to take it. But unlike a lot of people, man, I do have a reserve tank or two, you know, to cover any extras. That's why I think it's so important to, you know, save as much as you can. You know, just because you can make it on Social Security don't mean you should. The ones I know that live on Social Security, you know, hey man, they do all right month to month, day to day. You know what I mean? They make out okay. But it's that unexpected that happens. It happens all the daggone time. That usually sends them in a tailspin. And sometimes they can't pull out of it. Depends on what it is. Man, the AC goes out, the heater goes out, the car breaks down. They don't have that spare to help them get through it. That's why I think anything you can save on the side, man, it's going to be a big help to you. You know, it just gives you a little bit more secure feeling financially. But you know, I don't think regular working people really need. I don't know, man. I don't think regular working people really need $1 million to retire on, because we don't live that kind of a lifestyle. You know, we're so used to getting by and making do that it becomes a part of who we are, and no matter how much you get, you don't ever stop that. And it's like changing your fingerprints. You can't do it. You know, you know. But I mean, it depends where you live at. There's just so many variables. You know, around here, hey man, you know, I always think it's ridiculously expensive. But all in all, you know, through the country, it's probably a fairly low-cost area to live in. So, I mean, it makes it a little easier on me. And if you're single, man, I mean, it's going to be a little bit different. But you're probably going to spend less, too. So, you know. But, I mean, I think that $1 million ought to be a goal for anybody. It's an achievable goal. You know, you got to start early. You got to build that savings habit up early. You know, you got to stay consistent with it. That's key, man. Starting, man. You just got to start and try to stay as consistent as you can be, and increase a little bit when you have the ability. And you'll be surprised how much doing them three things there, how much you'll end up with. You know. I mean, I didn't hit the magic $1 million. I could have hung in there a few more years, but it would have been for bragging rights, because I mean, we really got enough to get the job done now, so reasonably, you know what I mean? Not counting something crazy goes on. But that would have ruined me when I was working anyway, so what's the difference? My retirement didn't have an effect on that at all. But it's hard to see that numbers out there, because I mean, I know it bothered me. I always thought I was falling behind, but actually, I mean, we probably ended up pretty good and better than a lot of people. But you see them numbers out there, man, and that's why comparison is a fool's game, man. There ain't but two ways you can go. You can get overconfidence, hey man, I got way more than that guy, but you might need 10 times more. Or you can say, man, I'm way behind, but you might be doing real good. It's just no way of knowing for sure. There just isn't. That's why I think you ought to save every nickel you can and try to, you know, it makes you feel better financially. Because you might end up with more than you actually need. You just never know. You'll be a lot further along in the game if you aim for something and don't hit it than if you never tried. But I mean, I know a lot of people have retired, man. Probably 99% of the people I know that have retired, they're living pretty decent. Even the ones that just on Social Security. Now they're having a little bit more harder time. But you know, none of them are millionaires. So I don't think it just doesn't take as much to live on. You know, you got to keep your daggone expenses and debt under control. That's huge, man. You know, I don't know, man. I was thinking about my Social Security this weekend, so I figured I better make a video while I was thinking about it. Otherwise, it'll get pushed back and I'll never make one. But hey, man, y'all take care of yourselves, man, and enjoy this warm weather we're having. Oh, that's right. Next Tuesday is daggone what? Cowbell Tuesday. Show up, man, and congratulate the new retirees, boss. And you enjoy your 4th of July weekend this weekend. Have your little cookout, watch some fireworks, maybe catch a ball game. And enjoy yourself. Take care. Be careful. And we'll talk to y'all later.